Yo, it's your boy Locos. And my brother been asking me to react to a Destiny video for a long time now. And I think today is finally the day I do so. I've always made myself clear about how I feel about the Cal Rittenhouse violent situation. If you ask me, do not mess with somebody, especially with a gun, if you're not willing to lose your life the same way. I don't understand having sympathy, crying, acting like you were traumatized when you try to mess with somebody first. If Kyle Rittenhouse did get convicted, I would have been crazily concerned, and that's putting it lightly, because he was clearly, and I don't give a damn who you are, how you look, or where you from. He was clearly defending himself. He was clearly trying to get away, and if you have an issue with that, swallow me. Now, let's get to the video because I want to see this crazy lefty lose her mind, or his mind, I don't know who it is. Just, it doesn't even matter who you are or where you come from. If you can't get this through your head about not messing with somebody who clearly has a gun and you attack them first, you get what you deserve. If you can't get that through your head, piss off. Let's get into it.
This week, Kyle testified on stand and broke down into tears. Some are saying these were crocodile tears, some are saying they weren't. What is your read on the case so far?
Yeah, I'm gonna go completely opposite. I do believe that guns are a big culture in America, but I feel like when he rose his...
Her name is the Progressive Brat. So I'm clearly going to get, I'm obviously going to get a well thought out, non-emotional, highly intellectual response for her and the reason why she has an issue with it. Let's go.
Gun to shoot the first person, which was actually Joseph. He could have at least waited a couple of seconds to see what his reaction was. He just kind of went and shot off 4 rounds. Whether his crying was real or not, I'm not totally convinced, but I'm not him, so I don't know. I'm just not convinced that it was self-defense.
Fuck you. Come on. Okay. Listen, if somebody's trying to kill you and they're chasing after you, they're no longer defending themselves. They are attacking you. And the whole idea that I'm supposed to wait a couple more seconds to see if this guy's gonna shoot me first, or kill me first, or harm me first is absolutely insane. And I want to know what high intense, what high stress environment or situation this woman has, been involved in for her to say, wait a couple seconds, control yourself. Don't take the shot. Like, oh my gosh. If she has any posts on her Twitter or anything like that, where she talks about being triggered, being offended, or can't handle something, or she's over it, or all this other nonsense, please let me know. Because if you can't handle somebody having a difference of opinion, but you have the nerve to tell somebody to control themselves when they're about to be killed and attacked, you are insane, and you have no position to tell anybody what to do when they're defending their own life.
Mr. Destiny.
Whether or not Kyle had a right to be there, I don't even think that's a material in the trial anymore. I think the curfew thing was tossed out as not being legally enforced. Whether or not he had a right to be there morally, I mean, I don't know what the answer to that is, but I do know that he had just as much a right to be there as any of the protesters did. So if you think that any of them had a right to be there, then he absolutely had a right to be there. Maybe even more so than any of the protesters there. So I think we've seen all the progress of the trial now. There hasn't been any new footage. It seems to be exactly as it appeared to be a year ago. It was pretty obviously self-defense. And then in terms of the whole crying or fake crying thing, I'm really glad that he cried on the when he was giving testimony, because I can see how many fake lefties that pretend to care about or understand anything about panic attacks or trauma or any of that stuff have come out of the woodwork.
Exactly. How many of these lefties had an issue with him talking about I'm depressed and they self-diagnose themselves? Like, come on, you don't go through much of shit, anything at all, compared to having your life threatened and almost dying by the hand of a gun. But you had the nerve to say somebody's fake crying on the stand. What are we calling it? I highly doubt he wanted to go out there and just kill random people, because if he did, he could have did that a lot sooner without putting himself at as much risk as he was in. Like, come on, think about this stuff just a little bit.
You've got people that will have breakdowns and cry because people said mean stuff to them on Twitter, but somehow can't believe that a 17-year-old is having a breakdown after killing 2 people. That is actually hilariously, phenomenally stupid to me. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
Exactly.
I'm convinced that anyone who thinks it wasn't justified self-defense is ignorant of a lot of the facts. So can I ask the Progressive Brat to just take us through the events chronologically? I could do it if you want.
Why don't you do it? You go ahead and do it yourself.
Well, so I don't think they know. I just want to see if they know, or
Why is she making that face? Do she really think she could say something so idiotic and then have everybody just act like it didn't happen? If you want people to know what you said, don't say anything to begin with. He's not attacking you personally. He just want to say, go through the breakdown of the events as you know them, because I need to figure out why you said what you said. And if what you said was justified, you should have no issue with saying that. And on no further thought, you said it wasn't, or you think it's not anymore, just say that. Nobody's perfect. We're all human. We all mess up. But having that look on your face, like you're shocked he had to question you, it's kind of funny. Ridiculous.
Ask them if they.
Yeah, I don't have to prove myself to you based off of my thoughts. I'm a progressive. That's how I think. If you want to go over the events chronologically, Joseph was not armed, and he was actually released from the hospital for trying to attempt suicide that same day that he was shot. So
he was released from the hospital. If what she's saying is true, if he was released from the hospital, that means he had plenty of time to decide, I want to go to this event, this protest, whatever, and he chose to do so. What does him doing those things, if they did happen, have to do with what he decided to do at the protest or when he attacked Cal Rittenhouse? It's just a word salad. And listen, I made jokes, Graham made jokes, our homeboy, we all made jokes about progressives not really thinking much at all. But her saying, I'm a progressive, I don't care about the facts, I said what I said, basically is just like, you're just proving what we already think. But of course, she doesn't care. It's facts and logic is not part of her ideology.
So I'm not going to have you as a man try to question my intelligence on this case. We're not
Come on, yo. There goes the second card. You as a man question my intelligence. You have no intelligence. You are, so far, you coming off as very stupid. And it is not because you're a woman. It's because of who you are. Who you chosen to be. Oh no.
about to do that. So if you want to go over the steps, you can, for sure. But I said my opinion.
Oh my god, what is this? I love these church emotes. They be cracking me up sometimes. What, this is supposed to be like an angry progressive? I guess that's one of Destiny's emotes.
So I don't know why you only pointed me out of everyone else.
You fucking said it, you
in this panel. It's kind of interesting that you did that, but I'm gonna let you do that because I'm not gonna answer that.
Just as a super quick thing, and then I'll shut up. We are all here to justify our thoughts. That's why we're on a panel. You don't go to a panel to talk about politics. Say, I'm not gonna explain myself to you. Then why are you on the panel? Of course, that's what we're here for.
Well, no, I think it's like I don't know.
Because he pointed me out specifically.
No, he's saying while you're on the panel, we're all to defend our stuff. He talks on specifically. You literally just said it. Accountability is kryptonite. Kevin Samuels, when he said it, he was just talking about within dating. But depending on the situation and the individual person, it's the same as that thing.
Like,
well, probably because you gave the least fact-based take about the event, so it's not surprising that you did, right?
Can I just lower the heat here? I think what she's trying to say is this: I'm a progressive, so I don't care about facts, and you're a man.
When did I sum that up?
You just
to be clear. When you talk about Rosenbaum was unarmed, I agree he was just released like with mental issues. Did you see a video of him antagonizing the crowd and being very aggressive people and saying shoot me, shoot me,
I saw the prosecution. I saw him speak on both sides. Okay, he was unarmed. Joseph was unarmed. So
That's not what he asked you. He asked you, did you see the video of him enticing the crowd or the people that he had an issue with? You talking something? I saw this on this side and this on this. It just sounded like she just tried to say, yeah, I saw it, but not really. I don't believe she actually said it, because she actually did see it. She wouldn't be saying this dumb stuff she's been saying the whole time so far.
I feel like it's justified to pull the gun or the AR-15 and kind of say like, okay, is he going to continue running towards me or not? Because he did not have any lethal weapons on him at that point. That's my only take. That's all I'm saying.
Can I ask one question? Do you think it would change? Would it change your mind if Rosenbaum had gotten close enough to grab his gun? Would that have changed your mind on that?
I think we could talk about that, but he didn't. So
I rest my entire case. I don't know what to say.
Both you and Dr. Red Pill mentioned this. The idea that you're some sort of centrist who looked at the facts. You called it the day it fucking happened. We all heard your fucking bullshit at the time. You called it straight away. You didn't give a
I won't take credit for that. But if I were to take credit for that, I was exactly 100% right completely.
No, you
I
weren't.
absolutely was in every single part. So number one.
Full
But number two,
washness.
I actually said multiple times while covering it, there might be footage that could be released of Kyle Rittenhouse that shows him acting in a highly provocative manner right before the camera starts rolling. Now, it seems unlikely given what we've seen, but it's possible. I said that on the day of the case as well. Unlike you progressives, I don't sit here and try to say exactly what happened on every single case the second that it comes out. Which, by the way,
Yeah, Destiny,
happened,
you don't know me, so that's what we're not about to do. You don't know me.
No, hang on.
He didn't even point. Oh my goodness. So when the guy in the middle, I think it was Heem, when Heem called her out specifically because she just said something ridiculous, she had an issue with it. When Destiny just called out Progressive as a whole, not even talking about just her, she gets an issue with it. Once again, certain people you cannot have an honest debate with, or you shouldn't take every single offense they have seriously. No, certain people might not like that, but when you have somebody being this blatantly dishonest and like petty and ridiculous, like, come on. You really think I'm supposed to just stop the whole debate and conversation and panel for this dumbass? No. She could scream and do whatever she wants, and I could give her a little response and keep going because that's the only thing she's gonna get. She is ridiculous. We're not even 5 minutes into the debate.
This is
I
the
don't
first
think-
time you've seen me.
This is
That's
exactly
what I'm
wait,
gonna do.
wait, to be clear, this is like one of the most obvious cases of all time. So was the Jacob Blake one, which, by the way, is what led to the Kenosha riots, where that guy got shot by the cops in an entirely reasonable manner, and he should have been. It was absolutely 100% reasonable. And the misinformation surrounding that shooting is what led then to 2 more people dying and 1 other person being shot by Kyle Rittenhouse 2 days later. And we're repeating it again. You guys are just going to run through the same hamster loop of lying about the facts of the matter and then trying to come to absurd conclusions that are not reality based, and then getting mad at people when they get upset because people are saying, oh, the left-wing media or mainstream media is lying about shit. Why do you keep doing this? Learn
It's
the facts of the
well,
case.
can I just point out, I think
I
it's
wanna hear
really
Kevin.
interesting that you're going to blame other people for inciting violence when we all know your most famous clip.
First of all,
you
do you
literally doing
understand?
that.
Yeah, do you
So-
understand? Do you understand that you've pivoted 3 times to just try to character assassinate without responding to anything I'm saying? Right? It's funny that like we can start a sentence.
Because I don't give a
It's
what you have to
interesting.
say, but we all know you're on his. Yeah,
If you
that's
don't-
fine.
Wait,
yeah.
First of all, I'm not on anybody's number 1. Number 2, if you don't care what I have to say, then why are you on a political panel? Okay. And then number 3, if you don't care what I have to say, why are you responding to me? And why do you keep bringing up the like, isn't it interesting, this unrelated fact that I could use to try to attack you with? If you want to attack any of my statements, I'll defend any statement I've made. I'm just saying that it's really upsetting that about this particular case where there is an unprecedented amount of video footage available, everybody has proven to the world that the amount of information available doesn't matter because people will pick and choose and watch what they want. When the facts of the case can be laid out so cleanly with this, that it was pretty obviously self-defense. So the Progressive Brat, you didn't seem aware of this, but Rosenbaum grabbed Kyle's fucking rifle before Kyle shot. There wasn't another second that he could wait on it. Okay, there wasn't more time that he could have waited to shoot at him, right?
He literally admitted in the trial that Rosenbaum hadn't touched him.
His rifle. He touched his rifle. He had his hand on the
Also, are we just going to ignore the fact that Joseph was literally there and he lied about being an EMT? He lied about being actively in nursing school. He was asking people if they needed first aid help while he was holding the AR-15.
Yes, literally none of those facts would deprive him of his right to self-defense.
What is it that you want? You don't want the police involved. You don't want the National Guard involved. You don't want the people to defend their own property. So, like, I'd ask Progressive Brat and Kevin Logan, what should have happened? The people of Kenosha should just say, well, we don't have the right to do anything, so just leave our town burn until the Democrats feel that it's
Yeah, a
no longer
17-year-old vigilante with an AR-15. Okay, if
So she's not going to answer his question. These people are. She does fit like all of the typical tropes to a T. I saw a few people say it in the Twitch chat, but she fits it all. Like down for the not caring about facts, saying I'm a progressive and this is what I think, and I don't care about the facts or the situation, any of that stuff. Completely ignoring this question and trying to focus on one thing that she think makes her argument stronger, and like having an issue with police or a National Guard or any type of law enforcement. Oh my gosh. And then guns and not being able to defend yourself. Like, what do you want people to do? What would you want people to do? What would you want yourself to do in that situation? At a certain point, you have to try to get into these people's head and try to make them see outside their own ideology. You was Kyle Rittenhouse. If you was the people of Kenosha, what would you would have done? Don't think of, well, as a black woman, I don't give a shit about that. As a logical, thinking, breathing human being, what would you do in that situation? What would you do if you had a business where they were protesting at, or, you know, some places rioting at, burning stuff down, knocking out windows, jumping on cars? What would you have done if they jumped on your car? If they destroyed your business? Or you had a business and you saw them coming your way? Or you knew they was going to be protesting or marching down beside your business in the street? What would you do? Because they as much as they talk about being understanding, wanting a nice, clean world, and wanting people to just be judged off their marriage and not the skin color and all this other stuff, they just really seem to not give a shit about other people and their issues. They want the whole world, or they want the other side, their other side, to have empathy for the people they side with or agree with or like or whatever minority group it may be. But then they don't see empathy for anybody else. You can't empathize with a small business owner who his entire family is living off of that business, surviving off of that business, that somehow survived through COVID and anything else. What would you do if that was you in that position? I'm just trying to figure out a way to get to these type of people. It's very, very difficult.
If that's who you want to defend your property, I guess that's on you, because
Well,
that's not really what I would want.
What they
I
would
don't-
want,
I
what
want
they
the
would
police.
ideally want is the police to defend it. But we have
Yes.
now where everybody's saying the police is an institution of white nationalism, white supremacy, right? So if people don't want cops showing up and doing whatever they can to get rid of crowds like this, which I don't imagine any of us do, then obviously people are going to take up their legal right to bear arms and defend their communities. Like that's what what you should expect.
logical.
That's the next step.
That's
People aren't just going to lay down and watch their entire cities burn for no reason.
There were cops there.
No, hold on.
Do
Okay,
it.
hold on,
What
wait.
is
To
your
be clear,
argument?
okay,
Do
we
it,
just
interesting.
had a conversation, okay, about how in a pre-planned event, okay, cops couldn't even control people from dying in a fucking mosh pit at a concert. Why do we think that police officers are going to be able to stop an entire like protest going on in a city? This is Kenosha. What is this population, like 100,000 or less? Like this is a small town. Unless you literally calling in the National Guard in advance, you're never going to have the personnel required to stop these types of protests. That's why you let them burn themselves out. You just kind of direct people around until they get tired and go home.
I was saying, you're going to see vigilante justice. That's the next step. When we see the people that control the narrative that are making excuses for this rioting, which is causing the police, the people in charge of the police, to tell them to stand down, inevitably people are going to say, we have to take it upon our... I think we're lucky we only saw one Rittenhouse. We're going to start to see more of it if riots continue to be praised.
No, Rob, we're going to start to see more of it because the right wing have taken him and made and sort of pre-mortem beatified him.
The reason why the right
There's no right to
wing,
die.
was able to make him such a hero is because the left wing was so fucking desperate to turn him into a villain.
Exactly.
You motherfuckers were
Always
out
the
there.
left, man. You're so brain poisoned. It's
You
always the left.
dude,
fault.
your
Yeah.
video
Last
title
question,
of me,
Destiny.
your video title of me literally called me a fascist. You guys are actually delusional. We should hold ourselves to higher standards, and we
What a psycho. If you're just throwing words like Nazi and fascist and all this other type of stuff around, like, come on, bro. You have no idea how actually serious those types of terms or those people were. But they know it all. They on the lookout for any type of political dialogue that might harm somebody's feelings or, in their mind, their rights or safe space. And they're just delusional, psychotic, straight up psychotic, man. You just call me. Destiny is definitely not a fascist. You don't know what a fascist is if you think Destiny is a fascist. You're insane. Of course he's insane.
should probably report accurately on the facts of the matter. And if you're going to spend all of your time calling somebody a white nationalist, a white supremacist or a neo-Nazi or a KKK or whatever people were saying Rittenhouse was, which, by the way, there has still been absolutely zero evidence presented for that anybody at that...
He
that
definitely had white supremacist signs. He definitely threw up white supremacist
Show me an example.
signs
Okay,
at a
stop.
bar.
I
It
don't
was
want-
at a bar. It was everywhere. What are you talking about?
We've all seen the TikTok
It was
videos.
when
Thank
he
you.
was at
Okay,
the
stop.
bar.
Okay, so there has been no evidence presented of that, right? When you're going to go ahead and throw these terms around, and then afterwards
What
you're going to
evidence
be
are
like,
you looking for?
What? There is no evidence.
I
The
just
evidence is
gave
that
you
he was...
one.
Wait,
the
sorry,
ev-
can I ask?
He was seen
Destiny, wait, one sec.
chanting the
I have
Proud
to
Boys
ask,
song.
I have to ask, Destiny. So you're saying that under no situation, if someone does the OK sign, is that you don't count that
As making you a white
sim-
supremacist.
When the hell? Well, I know when. Oh man, I just remembered that. One of my favorite tight ends in NFL, George Kittle, they try to make him, I think, into like some type of white nationalist because he does the OK sign like, when he scores touchdowns and just when he's celebrating. Like, hey, okay, everything's good, okay. Like, what was it? What was it supposed to what? The W with the 3 fingers up and then the P when you're turning to the side. Get the fuck home. What the fuck is wrong with these people? These people are psychotic. Oh, God. Like, you know you live a good, comfortable life when you have nothing else to do with your free time but to think of ways this person could be racist, even though there was no racism there at all to begin with. Like, you must have a good, comfortable life in a nice, comfortable country where you can just worry about bullshit like that. You could just go to college and get indoctrinated and brainwashed instead of learning actual skills, actual knowledge, being able to debate, being able to take in information, being able to research, being able to take in different ideas from different backgrounds, regardless if you agree or not. Like, oh, like, this is what you get sometimes when things get too easy. And also when you don't have an ecosystem or an environment or a society or a college campus where people can debate without to worry about being canceled, trying to have their life ruined, especially on college campus when everything is, synergized, where you have classes, you see people multiple times, you can stuff spread around campus pretty fast. All these different things have allowed this literally, this is her name. This is not me insulting her. This is what she calls herself, this little progressive brat, to say the nonsense she has said through half of this video. Only halfway through. And not to mention freaking Sir Fascist decrier over here. Like, are you serious? Destiny of fascists? I'll tell you, both of them just marks out the typical stereotypical description or idea that you pop in your head when you think of a leftist or a lefty or a psycho when it comes to politics.
It's just no, and you're incredibly stupid if you say so. It's such a
Okay,
dumb-
what about
I just
singing
wanted
the
to
Proud
clarify
Boys
your position.
national anthem? What about singing the Proud Boys song?
I don't know the National Proud Boys have a
either?
national anthem, but no, him singing that, especially after the fact, doesn't change anything. That was after the shootings that the Proud Boys stuff came
So
out.
now you're just completely dismissing that he totally did that, and it's
hold on.
literally multiple sources have covered it.
No. There was
Or is that just the media?
There was one thing where yes, he was friendly with some Proud Boys after the shooting, but that doesn't mean that he was a white supremacist or red nationalist before the shooting. And
Oh,
even
so you're just friendly with Proud Boys just to be friendly with Proud Boys.
when
When the entire media is calling you a racist and all this other stuff, remember, he didn't even kill black people. And I'm not saying this to make, well, these people did it to him, so like they really asking for it. Like they literally asked for it. But even still, you get what I'm trying to say. They're calling them white supremacists or racists, KKK, all this other crazy nonsense without evidence. The whole time he didn't even kill any black people. He could at least like lynch somebody if you're gonna say he's all these crazy things. He killed other white people defending themselves because these white people that was attacking was deranged, crazy. This is what happens when the media just runs amok and they get no consequence. I think Cal Rittenhouse sued them. I'm pretty sure he did. If he didn't, please let me know. And if he did, if there's results of that, if it's public, it might not be. But if there are results of that, please let me know because I'm not aware of it. But he should have if he did not. But they deserve it. And because of the media, you have idiots like this woman and this guy right here just spouting nonsense, just talking nonsense over and over again.
Left,
right?
when the entire left part of the country is shitting on you and you're 17, yeah,
I'm
it's
not
really
talking
surprising.
about the left. Destiny, let the left go. I'm talking about what he did, what Kyle did at that bar.
Let's try to use more than 10% of our brain for this conversation, okay? If the
Oh
entire
wow! Now
left
you're
part,
gonna resort to.
Please don't name call, okay?
I wasn't. I was being nice.
You
I'm assuming.
you said use more than 10%.
Yeah, because I'm assuming she's not really this dumb. She must just not be using all of her brain. That was a compliment.
Are you fucking?
In any situation, if you
Okay, yeah, I like that. Now I'm gonna have to look at more of his stuff because there's no way she was no full brain power saying this nonsense. He might have insulted her, but he did it nicely. He did it in such a way like, you can't be this dumb. Please unlock your full potential immediately because I don't believe you could be this dumb. You're showing me you're really dumb right now. I have faith in you to not be this stupid. But of course you're offended by that because she really is that dumb.
have one entire group that's shitting on a person, it's really not that uncommon that you see that person gravitate towards another group.
He was literally seen at the bar giving up the sign and singing the Proud Boys song. But it's the media. Oh, but it's the media. I'm sorry, it's the media that covered it. That's the issue.
I saw it.
Rob,
Just
Oh God. these people exist. Like, I've been seeing this stuff for years, but like each and every time, it doesn't prepare you for how crazy they are. I'm doing two okay signs right now. I do not have a right hood on my head. This bitch is retarded, stupid, dumb, whatever word you want to use. She is all of those things combined. Oh, so he was literally caught doing the white supremacist sign at the bar before the like. They had a group meeting like, okay, let's kill some people, let's get some leftists. Okay, team, okay. And then they just put the sign together on top like some type of team huddle. Like, Jesus, what is she doing in the free time? I'm gonna see if she has like her own content. I want to see how dumb she really is.
There's like just a couple of bad apples in the police a little bit. Destiny, is that right for kind of like what you said?
Conservatives saying that like police don't act incorrect or whatever. I don't even know if that's their position, to be honest. But like the idea that the institution of the police is fine and there is no reform necessary, blah, 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 that's ridiculous. However, the left continuously finding these stories that they dramatically misrepresent, or this overall narrative that like if you're a black person in the United States, cops are just indiscriminately driving around like mowing you down in the street. That's absurd. And I think that that type of environment puts everybody in an unhealthy world where we're protesting issues that aren't actually existing, where we're calling for changes that don't actually help.
Hold on. Look, she's finna say something real stupid. Watch. She's finna say something real damn dumb. Look at her face. Look at her face.
Cops are just indiscriminately driving around like mowing you down in the street. That's absurd. And I think that that type of environment puts everybody in an unhealthy world where we're protesting issues that aren't actually existing, where we're calling for changes that don't actually help.
We're
like all the
protesting
defund
issues
or whatever.
that aren't actually existing.
Is there like a 10-second echo in here? Is that,
well, Destiny, can you elaborate? What issues do you think are being protested?
So, like, it seems to be the case, based on what I've seen, that there does exist some level of discrimination in our system against certain minorities, especially socioeconomically. However, this narrative that cops are running around indiscriminately killing black people, or that they're just constantly bloodthirsty looking, or every single outcome of a trial that we don't like is a result of white supremacy and blah, 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 that's like way too, not even close to reality. It's absurd. And then it leads to people... It leads to this crazy situations where
I've been driving for almost 10 years now. I've only got pulled over twice, maybe even just once. And the one time I got pulled over, it was absolutely my fault. I did a U-turn when I wasn't supposed to, and the cop was right there. I didn't see him. Of course, if I didn't see this, I don't think I saw the sign either, but I was just not paying attention in that moment. And I did a U-turn where I wasn't supposed to, and I got pulled over. I didn't get a ticket. He just gave me a warning, and I appreciate it. It was the right guy. He wasn't, all crazy about it. He was just explaining to me what I did was wrong. I explained to him I didn't see it. I apologize, and I just gave my information. He took it. He ran it, and then I just went home. Oh, and now that I remember, it was the second time I got pulled over because this freaking state trooper was like in the left lane going slow as hell, but making sure nobody else was going past him. And I didn't see him, so I just decided to go into another lane to get around the people going slow for whatever reason, because I couldn't see him. And he got pissy. He pulled me over. I didn't get a ticket. He gave me a warning, and then that was it. I didn't get shot. I didn't get stabbed. I didn't get lynched. I went home. That's it. That's all that happened.
Where people are,
He didn't even run my information. He didn't even run my information. He just came up to the car and said, do you not see me like, in front slowing traffic down? And I'm like, sorry, I didn't even see you that you was there at all. I thought people were just going slow for whatever reason in the left lane, which does happen many, many times on the interstate. And he just said, yeah, you need to pay attention. Next time, don't do it again, or you'll get a ticket or whatever. And that was it. Didn't even pull my information.
I'm sorry, and the case was horrible, and I'm glad that Shawn got in trouble, but George Floyd wasn't a fucking hero. This is not somebody to be revered or fucking...
He definitely does not deserve a damn statue. I don't understand how you can hold either it was a knife or a gun to a pregnant woman. I don't understand. Either one is bad, so I don't give a shit. You're going to be in the comments like, it was actually a gun, it was actually a knife. I don't give a shit. Either one. Holding up any person is criminal and wrong and bad and evil. A pregnant woman? Times 10, you piece of shit. So the whole idea that he should get a statue, fuck that. Melt that shit down. He don't deserve shit.
worshipped or whatever, right? And then people like Jacob Blake aren't like victims of the system, and cops aren't always doing these horrible things, right? We like totally lose sight of like any realistic
He
conversation.
is a victim of the system. He's literally paralyzed.
After he tried to drive off with his ex-girlfriend who he fucking raped, drive off with her rental car and her fucking kids. He got shot.
Kids.
Yes.
Kids were in the car.
Oh, so boohoo, Jacob Blake. They just love defending criminals. Yeah, you can do all the evil shit you want with no consequence. But if it was her stupid ass in that car with Jacob Blake, she would be screaming, she would be crying, she would be traumatized, and then she would talk about her story and all this stuff years later up until now and into the future, which would be understandable because she was traumatized, she was raped. Her children saw that. Yeah, kids in the car doing all this crazy shit with police around knowing they might take a shot to try to stop him. Come on. Really? Fuck him. Fuck him. Like, seriously.
Knife.
So there's no personal responsibility. The left will mean to him, so he had to become a white supremacist, obviously.
He never became a white supremacist.
Naturally.
Wait,
There's
where's
no evidence.
Okay, hang on. I want to hear from Shark.
Apart from him.
And imagine, oh man, if I was one of Cal Rittenhouse friends, you just hear all this stuff on Twitter, all this stuff on video, talking about, man, this guy a white supremacist, he's a piece of shit, he hate black people, and you just like, man, that's crazy. I've been friends with him for like 15, 20 years. I didn't even, oh, well, he's only 18. I've been friends for like 10, 5 years. I didn't even know that. He been sleeping over at my house. Like shit. Like he don't act like it the way we be, shaking hands, dapping each other out, hanging out. Like I didn't know he was a racist. Guess I'll go hang out with him again to see. Like these people just making assumptions, the media making assumptions. They don't know this man's life or this kid. Because he was like 17. He's 18 now. So this young man's life, they don't know anything about him. But just making all these assumptions because he defended himself. People are idiots.
Him taking pictures with Proud Boys and
that makes you a white supremacist?
He supported Blue Lives Matter.
Blue Lives Matter. Hold on, wait.
Which
Okay,
just is not on the left.
Then we'll hop to the next thing. Do you think that if you're supporting Blue Lives Matter, does that make you a white supremacist?
No, not necessarily, but I'm making reasonable inferences that that's the side of things he's on.
You're reasonable. Okay.
Did you guys see the video that was released on AP where he was literally across the street and he was like, "Oh, I wish I had my gun so I could shoot the shoplifters," when he was literally across the shoplifters
and there's
were
a
nowhere
reason.
near him?
And there's a reason why that wasn't allowed to be admitted as evidence because it's not really relevant to this particular circumstance.
But it's relevant to his personality and who he is.
It's relevant to his personality when he sees people shoplift. I say that I wish I could in a video game people that leave their carts out in the parking lot, right? I don't want a video like that. But this is real life.
We're not talking about a video game.
Hang on, sorry. So we're talking about two different things here, right? So one, we're talking about whether or not there's some sort of clues or something that he was a white supremacist. You're saying that that thing was not admissible in court. We're not arguing whether or not it was.
No,
right?
it's not about it being admissible in court. The conversation is over what the fuck does it mean to be racist or a white supremacist or a white nationalist? And you guys have broadened the umbrella to these words that would include like fucking 85% of the American population.
Yep.
When you're on some,
and then they'll try to call people like me or Ram a Uncle Tom, sellout, coon, whatever, because we think they're crazy and psychotic. Like, I will bet money if I debated this crazy lady, she would say, well, you just spouting, Western white supremacist ideology and values. And you're just brainwashed, and that's why you're saying what you said. You need to come out of Uncle Tom's Cabin and show us the proper way. Not understand that the original story of Uncle Tom's Cabin had nothing to do with the modern day connotation that they give on people. But once again, people are idiots. Fucking idiots. And they will live and die by that bullshit because it fits their mindset. And way before you determine conceptions or beliefs about whatever topic or person they don't like. She could see this reaction video, highly doubt it. She could see this reaction video and say he's this, that, and the other, even though it's not even true. People do it all the time. I don't put it past her because she's been shown to be stupid throughout the whole video. Why should I expect anything else now? I'm gonna just keep going along with her shriek of being stupid.
Like, if you support Blue Lives Matter or within Blue Line, you're a fucking white supremacist. What bull fucking shit. That's delusional.
I just want to, again, I will just bring up that the right wing have spent the last week calling Big Bird a communist.
Wow.
Wait,
good
hold on.
one.
Yeah, started by
Pizza
Ted
fuck.
Cruz, by
Wait,
the way.
wait, hold on, Heem. I think my shit is glitching. Hold on. Kevin keeps responding to somebody. I have no fucking idea who he's talking to. Am I missing somebody in the call? Who in here was defending conservatives calling Big Bird a fucking communist? I can't hear the mic. I don't know who's saying something.
Answer my question as well. If that picture at the bar with the OK sign came out from before, would you change your mind, Destiny?
Maybe, but maybe not.
Okay,
That's
go
not
ahead.
enough.
You
Okay,
can answer
so
Shark's question, yeah.
here's my issue. Okay, so the reason why we identify any problem ever is so that we can have a solution. That's the whole point of analyzing problems. We don't just look at things and say this is bad because it's bad and then we leave it. We try to, so if you're a doctor, you try to diagnose a disease, and the reason why we diagnose a disease is to find therapeutic treatments for it. That's the whole point. This is why we find problems. So if I look at a whole bunch of militiamen showing up to a city and my analysis is, I think these guys are all racist because they're here opposing BLM. Well, how do we fix that problem, right? Well, we're gonna have to talk about like how do we make people less racist? How do we like get people to have better views of BLM? Like these are the situations. These are the problems that we're gonna be trying to solve. Okay, but if we back up and we go, okay, well, hold on. We say that there's a bunch of militia-like people showing up to a town, and the reason why they're doing it is probably because like their city has been burned down over and over again, or there's a lot of rioting going on, and that's probably why they're there. Our solution to that problem is going to look a lot different, right? Maybe it'll be like, well, we need to have stricter curfews, or we need to have more policemen, or we need to have the National Guard. Now, I believe that it's more likely the latter than the former reason, that they're probably there to protect their communities rather than they're there because they hate black people. So my solutions, I believe, are going to be more realistic when it comes to trying to get rid of this type of violence or prevent this type of violence in the future. If your analysis of this problem is just that, wow, there's a whole bunch of racist people and that's why they're showing up, you're going to be having a fantasy conversation about trying to fix these problems because you don't even know what the problem is. That's my problem. Wait, hold on. If we talk about, hold on, let's be honest. In terms of like killing.
And also issues like that is why the government wastes a lot of money trying to fix different issues, whether it be healthcare, whether it be homelessness. You know, California, they spend millions and millions of dollars trying to fix homelessness. It's obviously not fixed. It may be fixed temporarily when a foreign diplomat comes, but not for the actual citizens that pay taxes and live there and voted that dumbass in the office.
Things or whatever, like right-wing versus left-wing violence, it seems to me to be the case that it's obviously right-wing. But if we talk about like overall like damage done, if you're looking at like 2020, 2021, well 2020, like all the riots and everything, that was overwhelmingly left-leaning, of course. That's
Well,
like,
yeah, no, and talk about the riots, but
We
I
have to
don't
also
like.
recognize that that was in response to George Floyd. That was in a very special circumstance.
A very special. So what? They get a rioting pass? They get a pass for destroying people, businesses, homes, cars, property? If they get a pass for that, who the hell gonna give a pass to the victims of their dumbass crimes? See, oh my gosh. Get a pass for burning shit down and destroying things because you're angry or you think you're justified in something? Only a mindset of somebody that has never been affected by anything close to that, or somebody who's only using 10% of their brain power. Just like Destiny said. Justified, it's okay. There is no justification for that. And it's even more stupid because, especially when it happens like in the inner city, they're rioting and protesting within their own communities, burning shit down that they need, whether it be a Walmart or a pharmaceutical place or anything else that's important. You're making it harder for everybody else. You say you're so upset and you're so angry that you need to burn shit down, but the people in your community that's not burning shit down still needs those things. Where are they supposed to go? You say you care about the community and your people and all this shit, but you're harming them. They have to take a bus 30, 40 minutes out, or double the time it would take any other day at the original store because you burned that original store down with your dumb ass. But you care about the community. The community gonna rise up by their bootstraps and put money together to save the store and help people that's lost and had stuff destroyed. Shut the fuck up. They ain't gonna do shit. They ain't gonna do shit. God. If they're already having a hard time surviving, trying to get their family or their situation, financial, housing, anything together, pretty sure burning shit down is going to help either. They can't afford it. They can't afford to pull money together to rebuild a part of the community that they need to be destroyed in the first place as a race.
To be
Also,
clear,
there were 3 people that created Black Lives Matter.
To a minimum,
Well, I was-
okay? But yeah, Kevin, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, in terms of the overall damage done, yeah, I mean, it was the left largely that was rioting and all the rest of it. But I'm far less concerned with a Wendy's burning down than with like peaceful synagogue attendees being slaughtered.
What?
okay, wait, why do we,
What
hold
are
on.
you talking about?
Okay, you just did it. It's actually so fucking disgusting, okay? If you want, go look, like, this is like saying, like, who the fuck cared about what happened in Syria, so a couple of Walmarts got blown up, right? Like, dude, some of these blocks were like absolutely fucking totaled. Even in just Kenosha, this small city, I think that the property damage got up to like $50 million just for that small city, right? We're not just talking about one Wendy's burning down. We're talking about tons of businesses, some chains, some
Okay,
local
well,
businesses.
I was trying to be poetic about it, but
You're not
my
being,
point
no.
Poetic. This is a time to debate serious topics that affect people's lives and could possibly end them or create them or make them a lot harder. But you want to talk? I was trying to be nice and polite. Shut the hell up. You're being stupid.
is
Hold on.
property
Wait,
damage is
hold on.
less important than human life.
First of all, that's
Is
not.
If that property damage is affecting people's human life, is it worth burning it down? Like I said, short-sighted, small-minded, idiotic. If you can't get through your head that families, there are owners, excuse me, owners of these businesses who rely on that income to support their families. Okay, so does their life not matter? You could have a family of 5 relying on that small business. They can do so because they live in a small town, but it's burned to the freaking ground. Oh, someone, the comment right down here, 0 damage DPS. Let me just go a little bit ahead.
the general point I'm
property,
making.
to some
Damn.
people, property
Damage is less important than human life.
It was a
First of all,
comment.
that's
Is
not
the general point I'm making.
There it is. But they all had insurance, and he does like the leftist emote. I've heard that argument too. So what you tell me is, it's cool to burn somebody's business. Now I'm not saying that that's what this guy's saying. 0 damage DPS. I think he's just making fun of people like him and the Progressive Brat when he made this message. But my whole point I'm trying to say is, any person that actually believe what he just typed, even though he doesn't, what you're telling me is that family has to hopefully have enough savings and money to survive, get food, pay their bills, anything else, while waiting for the insurance company to take in their claim, process it, and they can prove that it, is actually real. You actually had some degenerates burn your business down, and then wait on that payout. And hopefully not be homeless, starving while you wait for that money. Instead of, I don't know, call me crazy. You can even call me psychotic. But maybe, just maybe, it would have been better if they just had that business that they was already living off to begin with. Seriously. Come on. Idiots. And then when they have to, and then they say people will say that bullshit like that, but they have insurance. They'll be saying what's complaining and say, why the insurance so much? Why it cost so much money to start a business? Because you have idiots burning shit down, causing people to put in insurance claims, causing the premiums to go up. But you defended that. Of course you did, because you're short-sighted, idiotic, and small-minded. Almost said short-minded. Small-minded.
To some people, property is their life, okay? So stop with the dumb fucking arguments, okay? Number one. Number two, you are trying to be poetic.
No, property isn't their life, Destiny. That's just not fucking true. They may find it very, very important and a cornerstone of what they think they are, what they've built around themselves. But if they're still alive, they can rebuild that.
If
that's
you don't
still
have
a thing.
if you own a business and that's how you provide for your family, that property may as well be your life, okay?
It is your
now,
life.
for those of us here with wealthy parents who live in gated suburban communities, maybe you don't understand that perspective.
I would say the Progressive Brat. Maybe one of them, she definitely coming off like she is. And I'd be so disappointed as a father. I'd be so disappointed if I paid for your college just for you to come out as dumb as her. Like, what did I spend my money on? I should just sent your ass to the military so at least you can get some discipline and have a pension and all the other stuff that comes with it. If you can stick it out. Because the person that she's displaying on this live stream, it ain't good. But like I said, I'm going to check out more of her stuff to see if it's just as idiotic, or maybe she has actually something worthwhile, smart, intelligent, constructive to say. Hopefully, I don't want her to be dumb. I don't want her to say things that make absolutely no sense and think people should live by it. I don't want her to just be here shitting on her, but she makes it very easy.
But there's a reason why when you see these riots happen, there are people crying out in the street saying, "This is my business. Why are you doing this? Like,
Exactly.
please stop," or whatever.
Exactly. Ram, he showed me a video during the pandemic during the pandemic, like 2020, 2021, of a young black woman in her probably like mid to late 20s. She was screaming, yelling her ass off because these morons, these degenerates, fucked up her store that she owned. And when she wasn't at the store, she was actually out protesting with them. So while she was protesting, they was ransacking her shit. They were destroying, they were stealing, they were smashing out windows. And when she came back and saw she was going off, she was snapping. She literally said, I was out there rich, y'all. Y'all gonna do me like this? Of course they're gonna do you like that. These people are idiots. Just because you're just a peaceful protester doesn't mean looters, degenerates, criminals, ain't shit people won't take advantage of that situation. What else do you expect them to do? They're trash.
Right? And
Well, I do hope you're not impugning me as being from a gated community, because I'm not assuredly not. I know I've got a British accent, but we're not all rich.
Sure, you just give a very white gated community perspective, but maybe you got that way all on your own, okay? So the problem is that, like,
Hang on, you're the one going on
finish
about
responding
if
to this
only
guy's
50
point?
people,
Jesus
if only
Christ.
50
All right.
people get killed, that's
All right.
fine, because you're not the one that's going to get killed.
Okay,
You're the
hold
white
on.
rich man.
Okay, so yeah, so I'm just
I just love this white British guy trying to tell me about how I should be afraid, or how he needs to be like a representation of me. And I don't know what he's trying to do right now. It seems like he's just trying to pull out some type of ally bullshit that I be seeing so much on Twitter. Like, if it was you getting killed, you would. No, I'm not getting killed out here like this. I'm not being hunted. I'm not being stalked. I'm good. I'm fine. And I don't live in like a super liberal state or area either. No, you're just insane. And I'm not, anything that he's saying that's trying to, be an ally to me or what he perceive as my people, I'm not going for it. Not at all.
just
Finish
saying that,
your
like,
point, Go ahead.
people keep trying to frame this as like, oh, it was only I don't care about a Wendy's burning down. It wasn't just a Wendy's burning down. And if anything, you should care about this stuff burning down, because that's what's causing people to take up arms and go out on the street and fucking march around being anti or counter protesters. So you probably should be somewhat concerned about it. Also, this idea that the BLM, the rioting, was in response to the George Floyd stuff, just because something happened that was horrible doesn't give you the excuse to go and burn down a ton of private businesses. Okay, so that is not a
So
valid
you
response.
prefer businesses over human lives? Is that?
Every time she opens her stupid mouth, it just gets worse. The only thing he said is what I've been saying. Just because something happened doesn't give you an excuse to go and make somebody else's life 10 times worse. Seriously. Like, really. I don't understand how she can't understand that herself. If somebody had a bad day and she just walked past them in the grocery store and they just give her a mean look and bump her shoulder, she's gonna be pissed off and be offended by that. Because that guy's having a bad day, she ain't gonna be, oh, well, I completely understand. You come through and bump me again. She's not gonna do that. She's gonna be like, what the fuck? Control yourself. As any person should. But she's gonna try to make it seem like Destiny don't care about people's lives. Really? I'm sick of these BS straw man arguments that they put out of their ass. And it just shows you how terribly they can debate, because that's the best you got. Like, really, this is not like a parody. This is really who you are. It seems like she only got 5% of her brain working now.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he does. He genuinely does.
I prefer
Yeah.
people to not burn down private property. Yes.
Right, but you're pivoting my question. Hold on. Can you give me 1 second? I just want to talk to Destiny really quick. You're pivoting my question. So you prefer to lose.
She's been pivoting and dodging questions since the start of the video, but she want to call somebody out on it when she pulls a straw man argument. Can't make this stuff up.
Lose human lives over losing a couple of buildings, which, by the way, most of the time are in.
Once again, she minimized a couple of buildings. I'm sorry, lady, too nice. Human female. I don't get what's so hard for you to process about people built up these businesses. They have money invested. They have income that they rely on for their families or for other ventures. You can't just wait on the insurance or whatever BS magical solution you think you could cook up to help these people out. These people need these businesses to survive. It's lucky that they're still around during COVID or after COVID. This is no small thing. You care about lives so much, you'll dismiss dozens of people messed up by their businesses or properties being burned down or ransacked. It's ridiculous.
Insured get rebuilt almost literally the day after. So you prefer to protect those buildings rather than the human lives that are being lost. Which, by the way, George Floyd was murdered. He was literally choked for 9 minutes. And you're
9
completely
minutes. Wow.
dismissing
So
that.
have you ever filed an insurance claim without the help of your mom or dad before? What is this argument of like, oh, well, there's an insurance. It's easy to get back. Insurance is a huge fucking hassle to get paid out sometimes. And there was that as much was said by a lot of the people that own these businesses in Minneapolis. Not all of them were covered for the types of
Not
damages.
answering my question.
What,
Answer it
you
for
just
First
ranted
off,
for 5 fucking minutes about a relevant
Do you prefer human lives over a building and insurance claims?
It depends on who
Listen.
it depends on who the aggressor is. That's going to be the answer every single time.
Oh, so it depends.
It
Well,
depends.
listen,
Yeah,
that's all I need to know.
I
That's
don't
all
know.
I need to
Either
know.
my mic
That's
is
literally
cutting
all I
out.
need to
Either my
know.
mic is cutting.
God, imagine being so stupid, but thinking she's. Oh my God, look at her face. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Just you don't even have to hear it. Just look at her face.
Yeah, well,
That's all I need to know.
I
That's
don't
all
know.
I need to know.
Either my mic
That's
is
literally
cutting
all I-
out.
That's all you need to know. Like I got him. He said it. Like I won the whole debate. I might have lost everything up until this point, but he said it depends on whether or not if an aggressor is burning something down, if the life matters. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. These are the people that we're up against. She's part of the future of this country. As much as I am, Graham, and the people in our circle, idiots like her also make up the population too. Never forget that. That's why politics matter. That's why debates matter. That's why it's more important to debate somebody compared to silencing them. Because when you debate, you can see how truly dumb she is. But if she's quiet, forcibly, only the people that agree with her is going to know she exists. We need to know she exists to see how dumb she is and the stuff that she thinks are. We need her.
Either my mic is cutting out or your ears are not working. So let me say this one more time. If you are running down to burn somebody else's shit down or destroy their business or destroy their property, then yeah, in the United States, it seems like you probably have some right to defend that stuff. Do you think people should be able to indiscriminately burn down businesses?
Definitely worth losing a life over.
Well, hey, the people making the decision. Wait, no, wait. Hold on. I'm going to go to this line of questioning. Who's making the decision to lose their life?
She broke her. You know she can't think that far. But of course, the person that decided, okay, I'm going to take my life in my hands and, go out this place, attack this person. It's not their fault. It's a person defending their own life that they didn't do anything to deserve it or ask for it to begin with. Really? Part of the reason why I decided to react to this video is because I've been watching, I saw like a few comments because a video I did earlier talking about like Cal Rittenhouse. I don't know how I brought him up, but I said I supported Cal Rittenhouse. He defended himself. Is that cut and dry? And I guess somebody got upset about it. Either way, I really don't understand how these people really exist. All you have to do is just know the facts of the situation, and it's done. That's it. This is not a debate. This is not a hard argument to have. This isn't something complex. This is just the events. Like, he got attacked. He defended himself. If you didn't want to get shot, don't get attacked. Don't attack him. That's it. It's that simple. Do they not really care more about criminals than, the victims? We're lost. And she's beyond lost. I feel sorry for her father. Truly. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you're enjoying me reacting to the Destiny clip, definitely let me know. I think it's my first time doing so. I'll probably do more. He's pretty honest and pretty balanced. I've seen other of his videos outside of, doing for the podcast and some stuff in my free time. But I'll do some more. I like him. He cool. Let me know what you think. Like, share, and subscribe. It's your boy Logos, and I'll see you next time. Peace.